What is inclusive theater?
È la possibilità di vedere le diversità, non solo di accettarle, ma di considerarle delle risorse.
La prima cosa che penso è che ci sia un errore in questa frase, teatro e inclusione, e sostituirei una parola. Io direi teatro è inclusione, non sono due concetti scindibili.
For me, it is when an artist with a disability take that disability with him into the creative process and use it as an extra tool to make something unique, something nobody else would be able to do, because he has that extra uniqueness. But it's also to make a rock-solid platform for those processes to grow from.
I see inclusive theater as a means for creating new social facts, because in our practice over the last 20 years we created many different social and cultural contents that never existed before in the local context in which we live and work in Serbia.
And what inclusivity in theatre means to me is a space where labels are thrown away and barriers are broken down, where people, no matter what their gender, their social backgrounds, their disability is, that they come together in a space where they create theatre or be witness to amazing theatre, and where people can coexist in a harmonious way.
Inclusive theatre for me is just a word. I don't like to label my work as inclusive, because I think that theatre should be a place for everybody without even thinking about it, without any discussion. And it should be right for everybody on this planet to participate in theatre, whether as spectator or as artist.
Inclusive theatre is really just being thoughtful, creative and responsive to the ever-changing and growing society in which we live. And be sure that the stories we're telling can be experienced and celebrated by everybody in our society.
Il teatro inclusivo è il teatro che include, che mette dentro al cerchio persone diverse per età, forma, colore della pelle, pensieri e dimensioni.
Inclusive are the theatre performances that touch me, where I can find symbols and concepts that I recognise, stories that interest me, characters that I can imagine to have discussions with, performances I like to see until the end. I think people have the right to see the performances they are interested in. We should all be able to participate in theatre workshops we are attracted to. This is my personal conviction and my professional duty as a theatre producer in a public art institution.
Pour moi, le théâtre inclusif, c'est un théâtre qui brise toutes les barrières conventionnelles et bouscule les règles du théâtre traditionnel. C'est un théâtre ouvert à toutes et à tous, sans distinction de sexe, ni d'âge, ni de rang social, ni de couleur de peau, ni de culture, ni de nationalité, ni de conditions physiques, ni de niveau intellectuel. Pas besoin d'être bachelier ou d'avoir un doctorat en art dramatique pour faire le théâtre inclusif. En un mot, c'est un théâtre de la diversité, de la liberté, où chacun, sans aucun complexe d'infériorité ou de supériorité, se sent libre d'expression.
And inclusion to us means thinking about the person with the most severe needs first in the creative process.
And not assuming that one size fits all.
Why is inclusive theatre important?
Perché se nella vita abbiamo anche soltanto una volta provato cosa vuol dire sentirsi esclusi, è importante includere.
Perché è uno strumento importantissimo per vedere queste diversità come delle risorse e non come dei limiti. Ed è l'occasione per sentirsi unici e diversi.
The inclusive theatre for me means the world without boundaries and barriers. It is important to me because the world without barriers reflects a drastic and fierce soul of the theatre.
For me, inclusive theatre means that every person who wants to play theatre simply plays theatre. We don't need to call it inclusive if every person is naturally and equally part of society. For me, this means seeing every individual's potential, regardless of their background and regardless of their cognitive and physical conditions or differences.
Le théâtre inclusif est important pour moi car il laisse libre cours à mes fantasmes artistiques de s'extasier. Il me permet d'exprimer des choses enfuies en moi qui ne demandent que de sortir dans ce monde complexe et imparfait dans lequel nous vivons. Un monde où le plus fort écrase le plus faible, le riche piétine le pauvre. Un monde où quand on n'est pas un tel ou un tel, on n'a pas droit à ceci ou à cela. C'est un théâtre qui permet de se plonger dans une diversité artistique et culturelle. Cette diversité qui m'inclut, moi aussi. Car en tant que femme et artiste, je connais très bien l'exclusion et les douleurs et malheurs que ça peut causer dans l'existence d'un être humain. Et encore plus pour une femme artiste et africaine. Oui, c'est un théâtre qui respecte les différences de chacun pour créer ensemble de nouveaux possibles. Un théâtre qui retire le monopole à tout le monde et donne la liberté et le savoir-faire à chacun.
I think it's important because we don't want to exclude. We don't set out on a journey to exclude a section of society. And how can we truly represent the communities and the places that we live and work if not everybody in those places that we live and work can experience the stories we're telling, whether that be as an artist or as an audience? It's important because we need to reflect and represent the world in which we live.
Inclusive theatre is important for me because it changed my life. And also it changed the life of other people that we all together are trying to make the theater based on inclusion. And in these efforts over these years we got very important friendships and partnerships and experiences that changed our lives, not only as artists and workers in culture, but also as social subjects and citizens who try to invest their knowledge and skills about theater in thinking about the society in which we want to live. And all these efforts are based on enthusiasm, solidarity, and existential trust in each other.
For me, it probably means making theatre with people, considering each person as an individual and understanding different ways of seeing the world. It means theatre made especially to those people who have a different kind of way to understand the world. Inclusive theatre is not maybe seen as important as regular theatre. I think everyone should have equal opportunities to experience art. Art has the ability to take you somewhere else, to let you feel and see things you want, and you don't have to explain yourself to anyone.
È importante perché rende possibile la nascita di nuove forme si trasforma e ci trasforma.
And why is inclusive theatre important for me? My main goal in my work is to show deaf kids that they aren't less valuable because of their disability. I want them to meet up with hearing kids on the same level of understanding, whether in the spectators' room or on stage. And for me, it's not only about deaf and hearing kids, it's also about disabled and not disabled persons in general, poor and rich people, small and tall persons, and so on. It's about everybody. And yeah, that's what it's all about. To show and to understand that we are all the same. And for me, theater is the perfect place for that.
Why inclusivity in theatre is important to me? Because it will help in breaking down social barriers, in creating transformation, and I think it's important really that people see that through theatre making and sharing different stories that we can coexist in a space and create and tell stories. And I think that's why theatre for inclusivity is important. Thank you.
Why inclusive theatre? We need it, the public need it, us as an audience need it. Actors, writers, directors, theatre people with a disability cannot give us an ordinary theatre experience, but they can give us an extraordinary experience. They can take us to places in ourselves we didn't even know existed. They can ask questions we didn't know needed an answer. They are honest, they're pure, and because of that, they can show us the world from a different point of view. So us, as our audience, go home much, much wiser.
Inclusion theatre is important because today we live in an exclusive social system, which is mainly directed towards what most people can or should do. As a result, people who are stuck in the norm roster of the society will be disadvantaged or excluded. also of the cultural life and of the artistic participation. For me, inclusion in theatre means seeing our difference as an opportunity, not as a problem. Finding a language together on stage. In the theatre we can open spaces where encounters and real participation are possible for people with different abilities or prerequisites, as well as different background, ages, religious or sexual orientation. That's important to us and what I supported in the Arcitage Switzerland and my work. Inclusion. Let's do it.
Il teatro è un luogo in cui si cerca di dare una scossa ai cliché, agli stereotipi. In teatro chi si trova su un palcoscenico di fronte ad un pubblico scopre che gli elementi o i punti di debolezza nella vita diventano punti di forza.
Un teatro non inclusivo non è teatro. Un teatro non inclusivo non è teatro perché già esclude qualcuno.